I recently visited the premium branded Voco hotel for a pre-cruise stay. Since I stayed here last year, it's been refurbished and renamed from the Holiday Inn. So I wanted to come back to experience it for myself and let you know if I thought it was a change for the better. And walking in, you see the hotel has a new entrance and of course a new logo. In the reception, the columns have been clad in tile and there's new furniture and flooring, which in addition to some plants matches really well with the new reception area. Upon arrival, we were greeted by friendly staff and were quickly checked in. The communal areas have really benefited from the sleek finish of the refurb. And the room that I was going to be staying in was 114, which is on the first floor. Upon entering the room, I was really impressed with the style of the finish. And the colours also felt much warmer than before. It looked like the bed, carpets and soft furnishings were all new. And these elegant lamps were definitely an upgrade over the more office style lamps that were there previously. And something that really did pop out is this feature wall behind the bed of an image of a ship, which, considering that we're in Southampton, is very on theme. While the circular mirror, the TV and the shelf below are pretty much all as it was before. This yellow chair was actually really comfortable to sit at. And next to that was a small circular table, a couple of glasses and a bottle of Voco branded water. And over in this corner of the room there's a lamp, a circular table and a chair. And tucked away behind the lamp are two electrical double sockets, and there's also a USB-A and C on either side. And heading to the left hand side of the bed there's a nightstand, a couple of electrical outlets and a lamp. The nightstand has a shelf and a drawer. And above that are two electrical sockets, a USB-A, a USB-C and a light switch. And moving over to the opposite side of the bed there's a different furniture configuration. Instead of there being a nightstand there's just a shelf here. Each of the lamps has a reading light and below this is a telephone. Although the electrical sockets, USB points and light switch are the same. And these luggage style straps on the headboard continue with the travel theme. During my previous stay I'd had an issue with the air conditioning, but that wasn't a problem here with this new digital display. And over by the door there's an alcove, a cupboard and a wardrobe, which is very similar to the setup that was here previously, which consists of a kettle, a couple of mugs and teas, coffees, sugars and milk. Behind that is another pair of electrical outlets and two more USB A and C sockets too. Something that really was an upgrade was having a fridge. On my last visit here there was just a hole where the fridge used to be. And inside the wardrobe there's a safe, an iron and ironing board, a hanging rail and some hangers and a hairdryer. Now heading into the bathroom, and I'll be honest, I'm slightly disappointed because I don't think much has changed in here. I'm not necessarily saying things needed to change, but just something to be aware of. Inside the shower area, and it's the same blue and white and metro tiles and the same shower fitting. Although the toiletry branding has changed both here and over by the basin. And I do like the style and size of this Laufin basin. However, this hand grow mixer really isn't a premium product and is showing signs of wear. Something from the Axel range will be far more suitable, and also there's damage to this worktop too. I found this very surprising considering the hotel has just been refurbished. The lack of attention to detail in this bathroom has really let this room down. On the opposite side of the basin there's a couple of glasses, a tissue dispenser and there are plenty of towels in the vanity unit below. And while the hotel is conveniently close to many of the restaurants in Southampton, of course you can eat here. either at the Atlantic Gate Hotel downstairs or just right here in your room. And there's also a choice of breakfast in bed or going downstairs to experience the buffet. If breakfast isn't included in the price of your room, then it will cost an additional £25 per person plus a £5 delivery fee. The following morning, after a pretty good night's sleep, it was time to head downstairs and to breakfast. This area has been completely refurbished and there's a wide selection of seating to choose from. And some of this has the same baggage strap style as in the room. And one of the largest changes here is that the bar has been brought away from the wall and put into the centre of the room. And again, this area feels far more luxurious than it did previously. And another new addition is this outdoor seating area. And there are plenty of chairs, stools and lounges to sit at, which on a beautiful morning such as this would be an ideal space to come and have either some breakfast or a drink. And now it's time to check out the breakfast menu. And if you haven't included for breakfast within the price of your stay, or you're just a visitor having breakfast here, it's going to cost £25 per person. And that's the buffet items, although they do offer an a la carte menu. So first things first, it was time to get a coffee. And this machine was really easy to use and the coffee was lovely. And at the bar there's a choice of flavoured waters and juices. And also at the bar you can choose to make your own Virgin Mary. I was quite disappointed with the food over at the hot counter, and I'll leave a link here to my previous video so you can go check it out for yourself. Except for the black pudding, things like the sausages and the bacon just kept running out. And while these items were replaced, it did seem slightly longer than I would expect. And according to my other half, the scrambled eggs tasted as bad as they looked. And further down the line there were also waits for things like the mushrooms and the baked beans. And I was also fairly unimpressed by some of the items over by the cold counter too. There was only 2 choices of cold cuts of meat and neither the cheese or the yogurts were available pre-packed. I don't know if this was done to save money, but it's not something I would expect at a premium brand breakfast. On a slightly better note, there was fresh fruit available along with a choice of milks and cereal too. And this is the bread that you can pop in the toaster to make your own toast. And this is where you can get your pain au raisin, pain au chocolat and croissants. But again, at certain times there just seemed to be a lack of choice. But there are plenty of condiments available such as Nutella, Marmite and butter, along with marmalade, jam and honey. And feel free to cut your own bread here, and whole fruits are also available. Overall I felt the quality of the breakfast was okay. But considering the price has gone up from £16.95 last year to £25 this year, it's not particularly good value. I think that the breakfast really let my stay down, especially considering how good it was last time. Overall, I'd say that the location is the main reason why people stay at this hotel. And while many things have improved since the rebrand, I think that the issues with the bathroom and the overpriced breakfast remain. Many thanks for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe as I'll have many more travel videos to come.